something funny. This is how it happens. It happens naturally.
Organically.
You do it organically.
We don't do this. This is yours and Alyssa's thing.
Yeah, I know. It's fun though.
I have dogs.
This is-
is that a
There you go.
play on shirt?
War Dogs. And we are live, folks. Welcome to the Sit Down Standards review of War Dogs. We just got done seeing it. We're actually here at the beautiful Red Rock.
Luxurious Red Rock Hotel and Casino, located in Las Vegas, Nevada.
But we wanted to give you kind of what we thought about the movie now. The movie is kind of takes, it's based on a true story.
Yes, it
these
is.
two different characters you have that are essentially gun runners, 20-somethings that end up making a fortune. And then, of course, hilarity ensues, right?
Yeah, let's say hilarity.
I would say, so it stars Jonah Hill as well as, what?
Do you want to do the...
No, we'll talk a little bit about it. So
sorry.
it stars Jonah Hill as well as Miles Teller.
Miles Teller of Whiplash and Fantastic Four fame.
And essentially what happens throughout the course of the movie is finding out how these 20-year-olds ultimately get a $300 million contract from the U.S. government to deal arms in Afghanistan. But before we kind of
Directed by Todd Phillips of old school Hangover trilogy fame.
Yes.
Didn't see his cameo in this movie. I hope to read about it later.
Yeah, and so it's kind of this drama comedy movie. But before we get into what we thought about the movie, we're going to give you our review. Remember, we're going to do our standard review. Thumbs up, great movie. Thumbs to the side is meh. And then thumbs down is just straight up bad. And on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So two thumbs to the side. I know.
Mine's melding right here.
I wanted to really like this movie, and there are parts that I really do enjoy of this movie, but generally it has it's kind of like, you know what's going to happen. There's nothing really exciting about it other than the fact that these 20-something-year-olds fool everybody, and
it's definitely like the road is entertaining.
Yeah, but there's nothing surprising about it. Like,
yeah,
and I get it. It's based off of a true story, which is probably
I actually prefer this than like the over dramatized. Is that the word?
Dramatized or dramatized.
Yeah, dramatized true stories where it's just like, oh, the guy's name is true, everything else is not true.
No, and I think that's what actually this movie has going for it more than anything, is that it is really based on the true stories of these two guys, Ephraim Devaralio and David Packhouse. I'm probably pronouncing their names wrong. And this all pretty much happened. Of course, there's probably scenes in here that ultimately are kind of, again, over...
For dramatic effect.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have that.
I think Jonah Hill is, from Moneyball, has shown he's an excellent actor. He's nails it in this. He plays kind of this...
By the way, I don't know if they got that fake, that laugh he does.
Yeah,
that's from the real guy. I hope so, because, yeah.
Yeah, and then Miles Teller is also very good in it. It has a Catch Me If You Can feel to it. That's what I thought about when we left the movie. It's kind of
the true stories, but it's an
comedy.
Yeah,
and it's also what was interesting is the sad part about this movie is that, of course, the taxpayer ultimately spent millions of dollars, unfortunately, fueling
with this mistake.
But
I was going to mention that is actually one good thing about the movie is it kind of sheds a light on
the ridiculous,
the crappiness of like backdoor government arms dealings and the profit of war. I mean, we all know it exists, but this kind of paints a good picture on.
And it does it in a satirical way, like over the tops. But honestly, like
I'm sure a lot of it's true.
A lot of it is. I had a chance, and I encourage everybody to go look up some of this information. There's essentially a website where they go and they bid on contracts to get government work called FedBiz Op, I think is what it's called, or Fez Op.
They mentioned it's like eBay with grenades kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like that existed, like for real. Like what? So it's interesting that is all a part of this movie. What did you think of any of the other characters? Bradley Cooper's in it.
His wife, the Miles Teller's wife, she's smoking hot.
Yeah, there's a
up and coming actress, I assume.
And she was actually really good in it.
No, she was a good actress.
I always have this problem with, where a up and coming gangster gets in over his head, and the mob boss's wife is always like, I can't believe you would do. I'm like, you moved from an apartment in Miami to a condo on the water. Like, what did you in 18 months? Like, people don't just. You know what I mean?
David has a problem with it. I got it. Like, it makes sense to me. I know what you're saying.
It's just never earned. It always feels like, no, duh. He's either dealing drugs or dealing guns. You know what I mean? He's doing something illegal.
My thing was like some of the decisions that the Jonah Hill character makes seems to me like super unrealistic. Like, how can you be that stupid?
He's very,
But,
he lets his cockiness get the best of him, which is always the story of every Scarface is an example, and they actually make mention of that
multiple
movie.
times.
So, and it's cool because it exists in the, obviously it's based on a true story. So I love the continuity. They keep showing like footage of the Afghanistan war in 2008 and 2007. So they're following the event. But overall, it's a good movie. For me, it's just not great.
No, it's no The Hangover or even Old
Stop
School.
it. It's not even in that same realm.
But I'm saying like Todd Phillips movies. But it's a solid movie. I mean, go check it out.
Yeah, I think it's worth seeing in the theaters.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say maybe not something to own, but I think again it shows Jonah Hill can do more than just kind of
He can gain weight. He can lose weight.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He's pretty big in this one. He has gained quite a few lbs, but
I think it was just for the shot where he's like shooting the gun and
yeah,
his
there's
belly
some,
shaking.
like I said, there's some fun shots about dealing, how they look at war as just basically, like you were saying, a way to make money and a way to profit, unfortunately off of, obviously
Us, the taxpayers.
yeah, and suffering of other people. But it does it in a way that's not, doesn't feel like that social justice warrior or whatever that's called. It's just trying to be satirical and have fun with the topic, but at the same time, unfortunately, be a little bit sad.
I think for what Todd Phillips and like company were trying to do, I think it pulls it off very well. I think it's
So definitely go
solid.
see it. If you've seen it, let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Until next time, bye.
See you.